I'm going with one of the marquee games of the week, and I'm taking the dog, the Indy Colts, plus 13 and a half. Oh, wait.
Oh, I like that in a 10-team teaser.
Plus 3.5 over Kansas City. Now, the question is, Fez, where do you have Kansas City in your power rankings?
You're going to be shocked. I have a 5-way tie for first, and they're one of them. No one's any good, RJ.
So you think the Rams on a neutral versus KC is a pick 'em?
Absolutely.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, I mean, look at the spreads that look at this game. Kansas City's laying 3.5 to Indy.
Well, but I think Indy has a lot of people still have a lot of question marks with this team.
Do they?
I think so. I mean, if you look at the unpredictable Vegas informed power rankings, they've got Indy like 8th or 8th.
Yeah, but I agree with you there. But I have Indy. I have Indy as my 7th best team, but I only have them a point beneath the best team in the NFL.
Okay,
what does the implied numbers say?
Yeah, so let's think about what distance Kansas City would need over the Colts to make this line make sense.
Yes.
So listen, Kansas City this year especially has been a home team. They've been bad on the road. So let's give them 2 points. I think give them that's more than I think usual at this point, but okay.
And Indy's struggled in their road games in the elements.
Well,
lost to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Didn't play well in their European game.
Well, but was that the elements?
Yeah, all right.
Or was that the trap?
I mean, it just wasn't ideal. It seems like throws their timing off.
And what's the situation with the weather in Denver? Oh, I'm sorry. Check that in Kansas City.
Didn't check it because I think I got the thumbs up that everything was good, so I don't know.
Looks like very nice. 61 degrees is the high.
Yeah. All right, I like that. Now let's look at, for example, yards per play. Fez's favorite, and we got the Colts. We'll just look at the difference between their offense and defense, and the Colts are plus 1.3 yards. So every time they snap the ball, once on offense, once on defense defending, they gain 1.3 yards, right? That's the theory here. Now, Kansas City, same question, 0.4. So, 0.4 means you're better than average by somewhat, right? But 0.4 typically, Fez, would have you what? Maybe be the 10th best team?
Yeah, although you could argue that Kansas City's always right around 0.4, even when they go 15-2.
Well, first off, let's get something straight. Last year, people thought they were a food. I mean, you had them 6 last year, like in week 14. I can still remember. And again, I think you're right.
I think their YPP was worse last year.
Perhaps. But what I'm saying is let's not act like in prior years when they were rolling, they weren't rolling. I mean, this whole idea of, they only win by just enough and all that. I mean, this year, I think we're seeing it. They're 0-5, I think it is, in one-score games.
Yeah, that really is the difference. They're basically the same team, but they're losing these close games instead of winning them. Instead of being 8-2, they're 5-5.
I would make the case the defense, the first 3 or 4 games of the year. McKenzie, do me a favor. Look at the EPA after, let's just say the second half of the year. So let's say week 5 on, let's say.
All right.
We'll take the first 4 games out. Kansas City's trend line on D has been bad, right? I think they're 19th on the typical success rate. Okay, so you were looking at success rate, right, McKenzie, not EPA?
Yeah, they were 19th on success rate.
Okay. Check the same thing in those games from week 5 on. But the trend line for this KCD has been bad, and I think the first 3 or 4 games, they were really good. It was like, oh, look, the D is going to carry them. And then we had that one time when the D wasn't as good and they didn't really turn around the offense. Then they turned around the offense, but really have they? I still think that Bills game is really a bad loss. I mean, and it shows Kansas City can't run. Anyone can run against the Bills.
And they weren't able to.
They weren't able to.
And Mahomes is unwilling to. That was the most bizarre thing of that game. I still can't get. And you
maybe
mentioned
he's injured.
You bring up a great point because we didn't hear we heard Baker was banged up, right, and he just went 4 weeks without running. And then he was running last week. So, I mean, every NFL team does so much better when the quarterback's willing to tuck and run.
You got that, McKenzie?
They're also 19th.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you look at, let's think about the line for a second, because really the question is, how much better would Casey have to be for this line to make sense? Plus 3.5. So if we say 2 points for home field, and we started this but didn't finish it, and then we said, okay, let's give it 7 cents, 6 cents even to go to 2.5. Okay, so now 6 cents to get there. And then it's going to be 20 cents to go on to 3 and 20 to go off of 3. So we're talking about 45, we'll say 45 cents of edge. And this is beyond home field, which is already accounted for. So typically, if we say 7 times 6, it's like 6 half ticks. So we're saying they're 3 points better if we weren't talking about going through 3. If it was just average 7-cent half points.
Yes, it would have to be
3 times 6
It would have to
is
be
42
3
cents.
if it was a normal home field, 2.85 if it was like a higher than normal home field.
Yeah. So my thought is, what does your power rating say, Fez?
I got them 1 point apart, and the hop and composite has them 2 points apart.
I think that the most extreme you could get. And again, we know that when you take a composite of anyone, there's going to be people that are just locked into Mahomes is God. It's like Mahomes hasn't been God for a while. 2 years, 3. He's a top 5 quarterback. But, who in the heck would take him right now? Let's just say this. If we only had the last 2, how many years do you get to ride on the old way or your old performance? It can't be more 2 years. Right? We got to say he is what he is right now, which is a clutch guy typically, and he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks.
Because he's willing to run, he could be top 1, but he's not running. So now Josh Allen runs.
But Josh Allen runs better than him.
Exactly. So Josh Allen's better right now.
I think
Stafford's playing better. Stafford's going to be the MVP.
Well, he's the favorite now. I think for sure. I think it's going to be Maye, to be honest. But that's another conversation.
Ooh, and I say no way. He's too young. He deserves it. I agree, but he won't get. He's worthy of it, but he won't get.
I got to tell you, you look Mahomes. Second year starting gets a lot of MVPs. It's kind of weird if you actually go back in the last 10 years, let's say.
Yeah, but Mahomes was really good his first year. This is kind of Drake May's first year.
But are we counting? Did Mahomes win it his first year that he played? Because that was his second year.
Yeah, he did. 2018.
Yeah,
and then
so
Lamar
that was
Jackson,
his second. That was his first year.
All right, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson also won his second year.
Yeah, but New England's not beating anybody. No one's going to vote for that guy.
Easiest strength of schedule, but as we talked about on Monday, the defenses they've played have been average during this hot streak of his.
And they beat Buffalo. That's a big win.
They're going to give lifetime achievement Stafford.
Plus 135 right now at DraftKings. Drake Maye plus 185. 2-team race, 2-player race.
So what's the next favorite after that?
Josh Allen plus 475. Then the running back Jonathan Taylor 8-1.
Okay.
Should be 80-1.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Offensive player of the year.
I tell you this. Imagine if Stafford gets hurt next week or plays poorly for 3 or 4 games. Right? Let's just say not good at all.
Yep.
Okay. And then Maye has he trails off. Who gets it?
That's a good point. Almost, but the de facto is for a running back to win, you have to have no quarterback worthy, and that could be the case this year.
It only will take 2 messing up in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, New England wins the division, and Maye plays badly, and Stafford gets hurt.
Or they don't win the division. They could lose 3.
Well, but if they lose the division, then Josh Allen wins.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, well, I guess, listen, maybe not, but last week was certainly a step in that direction for sure. So I guess my point is there's some Kansas City legacy love. None of the number. You show me the one number that makes sense that Kansas City is a top 5 team.
3 rings.
Well, okay, well, Joe Montana has 4. So I don't know. Does he have 4? Yeah, he's got 4. Bradshaw has 4. You want them starting? All I'm saying is there's something. Let's just say this. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out something in the years to come. Remember that pass against Cincinnati? It's been 3 years ago now when they were up like 20-0 and it was halftime almost and they were down on like the 5 and he just throws it to the other team The Bengals in this
Yes,
case.
at the end of half. That
Yeah.
totally turned the tide.
And that ended up, I mean, he's made plays like that in the last few years that we've never seen him. And everyone's like saying, I heard someone talking this week saying, Mahomes, I was watching the All 22, a podcast, and I don't ever like to say this, but he just made like 3 or 4 throws that I've never seen him make. Like bad reads.
Well, I've seen him do bad fundamentals, but he's wildly successful with them.
Yeah, but again, I'm not the type
this year
to watch film. And again, he was the MVP favorite 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I mean, I'm not saying he's having a horrible year, but to finish, but he's not God.
What's funny is I saw Josh Allen, and he's getting sacked in the end zone. This is 2 weeks ago, I think. And he does that Dr. Pepper challenge where they like girls try to throw the ball through and they don't throw it, they just chest pass it forward.
Yeah.
To win the scholarships. Well, he did like a Mahomes chest pass forward that always works for Mahomes and intercepted for touchdown. It's just like Mahomes is just the master at that versus he must practice that stuff. It looks improvised, but he must practice it.
So right now, I've got on this success rate, when you net it out, I've got Kansas City number 9, Colts number 8. All right, so that's success rate. The way I do it.
They've been equal teams, and you're catching 3.5.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And here's another interesting, fun thing I did, Fez. You might like this. I looked at every snap, and I said, what was the chance to win the game for each team, each snap? So that's the time to check in, right?
And their wins.
No, wins and losses, both of them.
Okay.
Right? So when they win, right? So then what I looked at was what's your lowest chance to win in a game at any given time, what's your highest, and what is your average, right? And then I did a blended average of those 3 things. So let me just give you an example of some averages here. So the number 1 team is the Rams. Their average win percentage chance was 74%. All right, that's head and shoulders above anyone else. The next one is Seattle, 62%. Next one, Colts, 61%. So we got the average, 61%. Kansas City, 43%.
So that's saying they are what their record is.
At least, let's just say when it comes to the games, their chance to win throughout the game, absolutely.
So they should be 4-5-1.
Well, let's see here, because the middle of the pack, let's see what the average is. So the worst team is Tennessee. They've had a 21% chance on average. All right, so that's the worst. And
it's got to be a zero-sum game, right? 50%.
Yeah. Well, let me see. 50% is Buffalo, and they are number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's interesting. So it's the mean. It starts at 50-50. Huh. It looks like it's skewed. I mean, this is interesting. These are the only teams that have better than 50%.
Well, the mode could be like
yeah,
only
exactly.
12 teams. Like I said mode, but like there are a few very bad. There's no dominant team, and there's some crappy teams. So
you're right. If you add this up, it adds up to 1,600. So, but it's actually not distributed. 50 times 32, right?
Because the Jets, Tennessee, and Vegas, are all worse than the best teams are good.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because if we look at how many people are under 30, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams under 30, there's only one above 70.
That makes sense. That's consistent with the power ratings.
Okay. Okay. So the only team, we'll move on here, but the only teams better than 50%: Rams, Seattle, Indianapolis, Philly, New England, Green Bay, Jacksonville. Yes, Jacksonville. Detroit's exactly at 50.
That's surprising.
Buffalo's at 51. Denver's at 46. This really exposes these teams.
Yeah, and the narrative on Denver is that they could be undefeated. Yeah, but they could be 5-5 also.
San Fran is 57%. Wow. And Baltimore is 55%, even though they're lower in the rankings. And then there you go. Okay, so right there it says Colts are better than KC. I'm going to say they're even.
And basically, there's a tax. There's the must-win tax on Kansas City this week.
Yeah, I know, Fez. I could say they're overrated. This is over, but I want to make my case, so people can decide if they like it or not. And almost done. I promise. Is it's like RJ's just giving too many facts here.
No, the facts are really good.
Yeah,
it backs up the bias towards the shitty teams in the NFL this year.
So if I look at success rate, Kansas City, I've got 9th. Indianapolis, I got 8th, as I said. So again, look, pretty even. And then if we look at yards per play, this will be the last one we look at. I've got Kansas City plus 27 yards, which is a weird way to do it, but it's what it is right now. And the Colts are plus 80 some yards. Now the yardage to points is about 15 yards equals a point. So we're saying this says the Colts are about 2 points better than KC. So I'm saying I'll accept that they're not great on the road, isn't their favorite place to be. Kansas City's better at home. I think if 3, let me ask you this. If the line was 3 and you were forced to bet it, who would you bet?
Well, I'm a slave to the market, and the line I'm sorry. If the line was 3 everywhere,
yes, everywhere.
This is a great question because I did another hit today, and someone said, "Boy, I'd really like to get the Colts 4." All right, and the line's 3.5, and I actually said, if the line was 3. You know what you'd be saying? Oh, I'd make a big bet if I could get the Colts plus 3.5.
That's
right?
the truth. That's the truth.
Exactly. So I would, if the line was 2.5, I'd be saying, RJ, I'd really like to get the Colts plus 3.
But imagine.
So yes, if it was all 3, I like Colts plus 3.
I think I would lean that way myself. So to me, going from 3 to 3.5 is 20 cents. That's enough to be profitable right there.
55%.
Yeah. So best bet, Colts plus 3.5.